Yeah, welcome back to Comic Book Wednesdays, a somewhat weekly series where sometimes we record our audio and talk about comic books. Thanks. And triple checked, we are recording. So here we go.
Yes.
Uh, y'all know who we are. Al, tell us about our book. Where are we reading?
Peter Laird.
Peter, yeah. Yeah, y'all missed a really riveting episode last week where we were like gushing about it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was, and I don't know what made me think about it, but the next day at work, I'm like, like I could probably listen to that Ninja Turtles episode, and then I thought to myself, wait a second, we never switched chats, and I
Like we
was,
were, oh God, we were talking about like the female Ninja Turtles and like how it related into Power Rangers and like, we got into so many subtopics.
it was really good. I really liked it. Probably one of my favorite episodes we've done, and I gone messed it up.
It was a group mess up because we're all dumb.
Well, um, do you want to just like do a fast recap of one and two, just like big moments that happened?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who they name Casey? Yeah, absolutely. And then we talked about Shredder's, not Shredder. Um, maybe no, not Splint. I'm confused. Shredder's granddaughter, who was evil. Right? Not or am I saying the wrong thing? Shredder's daughter, Kurai, kills Raph.
And then Raph puts her into a coma.
Right. And we learned that like her son keeps her body nearby. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very like, I'm trying to save you, but I'm also secretly like, that Norman Bates.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um, the other highlights of last week, Michelangelo he needs a hug, he needs a therapist, and a big old glass of whiskey, I think. That man
Absolutely.
has been through like the fact that he is still like holding together everything that's happening and he's just like, "No, I'm doing it for my family." And like we get to see like his brothers, like he it makes it known in the first couple of issues that we read that his brothers have passed away, but he still sees them and talks to them. Yeah.
No, they absolutely did. They even kind of like swap his personality a bit, which is fascinating. Also, like in the first part, it doesn't. They don't even like he's the last Ronin. You know he's by himself, but the way they wrote it, if they were to change the title of the book, you wouldn't know he was alone.
Yeah, you'd have no idea. It's
Yeah.
not until like the second, because this book is 5 sections, and it
Mhm.
wasn't until like the second section that you were like, oh God, like this is what he's been dealing with. Oh, holy heck.
well, it gets to a real dark point where he's about to commit seppuku. Is
Yeah.
that, yeah, and that's when you're like, holy shit, this is legit book. Like, but to I would say now that we're in the meat and potatoes of it. I thought that the part where they show Leo's death, that section 3 or part 3, that was that part, right? I think that
Yep.
that so
Section
far
3.
has been my favorite. Oh, when they're in Japan, yeah, that was part 4. Yeah,
What really got me with that one, with that part specifically, was that like this entire like this entire thing, like even they warned Shredder and they were just like, no, he's not honorable. Like, don't give in to this. And he was just like, no, but we're honorable, so we're going to see if he wants to actually have peace, because maybe there's a chance. Like, and Splinter didn't know this, and then like for him to like double cross him and do all that stuff, like you got to see the calm, cool, collected like Master Splinter just. I, he lost his shit, but in like the best way possible. Because like when they realized it was a trap, I just remember the line of him being like, "So be it," or whatever he says, and just cuts 3 dudes' heads right fucking off.
right off. Yeah, dude, and he's like, if our enemy's not gonna fight with honor, we won't either. And he's like, just fucking dudes up.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sorry, my Master Splinter that I'm used to is the shambling Muppet from like the movie. So to see him move like that, I'm like, man, I've never seen an old Muppet move that fast.
That is the best description.
Like,
Shambling Muppet TM.
but
Oh
no, man,
god.
really fucking cool. This book is giving me a newfound appreciation for the Ninja Turtles. I really want to like it just for whatever reason it missed me as a kid, and the only thing that I like was into was that first movie. And I'm telling you, I could watch that movie over and over again. But that's really like the extent of my Ninja Turtles stuff. Um, I'm into it though. Like I'm really liking this, and like I'd be willing to like buy comic books to read about the Ninja Turtles. And if you guys recommend, I know we talked about cartoons with Ghostbusters and recommendations there. If you can recommend Ninja Turtles other than the original cartoon, because I feel like that's a gimme at this point. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
Ooh.
oh wow.
You
That's
know,
a.
following what. Oh, go ahead, Ian. I'm sorry.
I know. Continue. Say what you were gonna say, and then I'll get into what I was gonna say.
Okay. Following what Ian was saying, like Ninja Turtles missed me as a kid. I watched the not the original cartoon, but like the new, I say new work, but we're old. The one that premiered on Fox Kids. Like I watched that one, and I watched the first couple of movies, and like they were cool, and I liked them, but I missed them too as a kid, and so like I was used to the Ninja Turtles, like oh yeah, we're gonna have some serious moments, but only from Leonardo, because like he's got to keep Raphael in line, and then like Mikey and Donnie were always like kind of the comic relief and like the brains of the operation, and so like to see this, it's one of the reasons I love reading comics with these guys is because like we'll end up taking something and we're like, yeah, how is this going to turn? And it's like this is so like full of such deep themes. It just like is like, wow, how did I miss this when I was younger? Like if it was like this, like oh my god, like this is so cool. Yeah.
Is the is Eastman and Laird? You said you're reading their books. Are they all the IDW ones, like those collections we were talking about, Al? Or are they more than that? Fair. Okay. Well,
Oh, interesting. Hmm.
there's
Damn.
some old comics.
Wow.
Man.
All right, that was a little bit of a mind blow. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Why was it a mind blow for me?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that old.
Oh, okay.
Like I had no idea. Like I guess it's one of those things of like I was exposed to the Ninja Turtles in like the 90s. And so like I thought like it still blows my mind to see that some of these things like began as comics before like before I was introduced to them because like watching the cartoons and watching those kinds of things you're like oh this is just is what it is like and people make comics like kind of afterwards. Like it always surprises me to see like how long some of these things like have been going, and
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
respect that.
No, I feel that. Absolutely. Like, yeah. I was gonna say something before, and I completely forgot what it was at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
Oh jeez.
I think it was like so. Like this book, I think I'm getting it back. So this book is cool, right? But I don't have that appreciation that I feel like you're getting from it, Al. Mostly because things like Honeycut and Stockman, things like that. Like I don't know who that is. Like I don't. I had to reread that flashback sequence like 3 or 4 times. Also, they use the descriptions now and then in a weird way. Cause like at one point we're reading and like we're reading and like April's like we're gonna even the odds and she's like I got this fucking tank and next thing you know we're the next panel says now and it's Mikey and Casey like dressed up under siege on Stockman's like fucking island and then you're like but what but we were just reading now and but that was then but when is now soon and
I
Yeah, it was definitely
um
strange.
I so appreciate you for what you just did right there. I'm not gonna let that go. That
No,
was amazing.
the Spaceballs reference. Yes,
Yeah.
you're welcome. Um,
But no, I do agree with you because like I didn't know anything about Stockman or about like the robot. Um, like I didn't know anything about those. Like I had vaguely remember seeing like some image of that like in the cartoon, and my brain was like, oh, the face of the robot looks kind of familiar. But that was as far as it went for me. Like I had no idea it was like I guess this AI that they saved. But on that point, seeing Casey, their April's daughter, and Mikey like in their full getup, and she's calling him sensei, and they're like doing stuff, and like one of the lines that got me was that he was like, "I told you to stay over there," and she was like, "You're right, you did, but I didn't listen," and he was like, "Okay, thank you for not listening. Don't do it again."
yeah, you saved my life, but don't do that crap again. You showed
Yeah.
initiative. Yeah,
So that was one of those scenes that do as I tell you, not as I do.
yeah. So a little bit of comic relief in the middle of a battle there,
Yeah.
kind of showing his initial side.
Yeah. But that was one of those. That was one of the parts I really enjoyed. Was like that was one of those lines. I just didn't want to forget it.
Absolutely. Um, God, I think what the the dialogue, the lines, all that is great, and I haven't had one of those moments where I'm like, I love this line specifically. I think what
Hmm.
I love the most about this book is how they tell the story. There, like, I know I just complained about the use of now and then,
Hmm.
but more specifically, I like the use of flashbacks kind of intertwined into the story, and they kind of like cleverly tell us how Mikey has gotten to this point and how the foot has risen to power. And I just thought it was like just cleverly done. And then like we even get the change of art at times, and I
Hmm.
just I just really like how they use the visualness of it to tell the story.
Well, you had mentioned that last time as well, like liking the black and white for the flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh, we got a voice chat error with Al.
Oh, I didn't see that come up. Um. Okay.
Well, not much we can do about it, but continue.
Yeah. No. So I I really enjoy those like flashback moments, and like from what I've seen, like so far, because this is we only got one section left, and I know Al, you're gonna pick another one after this, right? Hey,
Before
that's all
before
good.
next week, yeah.
No worries. So next week we have like the last section of the Last Ronin. Um, what I mean, I don't know. Did you guys have any like things that we missed?
Yeah, we're getting a voice error with you. Let's wrap up then.
Okay, all
Um,
good.
we'll wrap up and head back to our usual thing. But no, I don't. Final thoughts on this is it's just continuing to be amazing. Like this is one of the best comic books hands down that I've ever read. Um, and that's coming from someone who doesn't really know much about the Ninja Turtles. I'm just appreciating good writing and decent art,
Yes.
like amazing art. I shouldn't say decent; it's better than decent.
Something I
Um,
said last time. IDW does not fuck around with their writers, and I really appreciate that.
absolutely. The Transformers, I believe, was IDW, correct?
Yeah, till all are
Yeah,
one.
yeah. That was really good. Had some heavy themes to it. Um, this is doing the same. It's not afraid to like push topics and like do them in a good way.
Hmm. While still holding true to like source material and like expanding upon that.
Mm-hmm.
Final thought for me is seeing how like it was always talked about in the cartoon when we were kids of like, oh yes, they're ninjas, but like to see the culture of honor and how they treated it and how they reacted to situations and how they always tried to be honorable, like even when the stakes were so high, like showing how they always tried to do the correct thing, like it's amazing.
It really is. I agree with that. All right. Well, I guess let's wrap up, and then next week we'll finish with this.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
sounds
Cool.
good to me. I don't have any final thoughts, and for everybody who's watching with us, thanks for joining in. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for any technical issues. But all right, guys. Thanks everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.